So guys, the UFC 304 press conference was actually really fun. The moment that everyone's talking about is when Belal and Leon came to face off at the end, and Belal did that headshot thing to Leon's head, and then Leon tried to come back at him, but Belal did not even flinch. Now that's got everyone talking and wondering that maybe Belal isn't scared at all, and maybe we'll see a more aggressive side from Belal in the fight. Who knows what could happen? I think a lot of people are surprised and thought that Belal would flinch at this, but Belal looked completely unfazed, and it just shows how confident he truly is for his fight this Saturday. It seems like the headshot thing really got under Leon's skin, and he wanted to do whatever he could to get back at Belal. Regardless of this, we got another iconic UFC press conference moment, and I can't wait to see how the fight goes down this Saturday. The fact that Belal did not flinch or move just makes the fight seem like it could be so much more unpredictable.
And new inshallah. That's my family right there. That's all I care about. The rest of you guys, tomorrow night, cry about it. It's over for you guys.
Also, we got to see the Manchester crowd really get behind Paddy the Baddy Pimblett. Paddy recently opened up about his mental health struggles and how his coach almost pulled him out from the fight. But the Manchester crowd chanting Paddy the Baddy really lifted his spirits, and you can tell really gave him a lot of confidence and energy. So I believe we will see the best of Paddy the Baddy Pimblett this Saturday. Despite Liverpool and Manchester having rivalries between their football teams, I think the crowd will really get behind Paddy, and I can't wait for his walkout. I know he'll be dancing and the crowd will be going wild for him. Speaking of walkouts, Tom Aspinall, who is from Manchester, spoke about how he will be having an iconic walkout moment. However, we will just have to wait until Saturday to see what his walkout song will be. Whatever it is, I'm sure the crowd will go crazy for it. Tom Aspinall and Curtis Blaze did not have much trash talk on stage, and they seem to really respect each other. Curtis Blaze did acknowledge that he knows that Tom Aspinall's speed is something that is dangerous. However, he did say he was prepared for pressure, grappling and wrestling. We will get to see the work of his last 5 years of jiu-jitsu this Saturday. One thing that surprised many I saw in the comments on the UFC livestream was that there were so many young people in the audience. Belal even posted this on his Twitter. I've never really taken much notice of young people at UFC press conferences in the past, but definitely at the Manchester press conference last night, there were quite a few young people in the audience, and let's say they weren't on their best behavior. And these young people weren't exactly behaving like kids. Like I said, Belal posted about this and made fun of the fact that they won't be able to attend the event on Saturday as there is an age limit. What are your thoughts on this? What should the age limit be for UFC events? There was a comment from a reporter that I wanted to comment on, and that was the question about whether the UFC would do events in open-air stadiums. So there was a mild cheer from the audience at the prospect of this thought, and UFC president Dana White was not convinced. Personally, I don't really agree with the UFC having open-air events in the future. It may possibly work, but the reporter specifically did say perhaps Wembley. To be honest, if you put the UFC octagon in the middle of that football pitch, you'll have like a huge standing sitting section, and how are the people who are going to be sat in the floor area able to see what's going on in the octagon? You'd rather be sat in nosebleed seats looking down at the octagon. I agree with UFC president Dana White when he said he prefers arenas as they are more intimate, and you can really feel the atmosphere and the energy of the crowd more when it's in an arena as opposed to an open air stadium. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the UFC doing events in open air stadiums? So I'm always keeping up with the UFC Embedded series. I really love the production of it and just the way the story is told before the fights. It's just done in this nice, calm way. So at this UFC Fighter Hotel, I feel like there's been more awkward run-ins than in any other UFC Embedded series where they've showed what's going on in the hotels. I think this elevator in this Manchester hotel will become like a historical monument for all of these awkward interactions. First we had the Belal and Leon moment where Belal was already in the elevator and then Leon walked into it, and it was just awkward, and they kind of had a little back and forth spat. And again, Belal looked really unfazed by it and was just staring down Leon and all of his team members. The funniest moment was when they came out and Tom Aspinall just happened to be stood there on the side saying that he's just missed all the drama.
It's the drama.
That part was hilarious. I really love Tom Aspinall's northern sense of humour. So Leon Edwards and Paddy Pimblett got custom shorts. I really like Leon Edwards' green Jamaican flag and British flag design. and Paddy Pimblett is wearing orange shorts, which is a colour he's been wearing in the octagon from his early days in Cage Warriors. So even though the Manchester crowd was really booing Belal at the UFC 304 press conference, Belal definitely has a lot of support in Manchester and a community that is really behind him. So I saw these clips of him visiting a gym in Manchester and there was a huge turnout and loads of people came out to support him. Speaking of more drama at the UFC Fighter Hotel, it seems like Muhammad Mokaev and Manel Kape got into a bit of a scrap outside of the hotel. This is the video that's been put online, but I just really can't make out where Muhammad Mokaev is in this video and where Manel Kape is and what really happened. I think it's just a small snippet and we don't really know what went on. But Muhammad Mokaev and Manel Kape's fight has actually been moved to the early prelims card, whereas before I'm sure it was on the main card. But now there's so much drama and anticipation surrounding their fight now after their spat outside the hotel. I feel like maybe they should have kept it on the main card because everyone will be tuning in for that. So I've seen some articles online that said that Muhammad Mokaev and Manel Kape already had a fight previously at the UFC PI, but I read another article that said Manel Kape did comment on that recently and say that it was just a made up story by a promoter just to build up some anticipation for the fight. But was this fight that happened outside of the UFC Fighter Hotel that's been going all around social media real? It looks like it is, and I think this hotel in Manchester will just go down as one of the most iconic UFC fighter hotels because of all the drama and awkward moments that have happened there. Which fights are you looking forward to most at UFC 304? Please don't forget to share and like this video, comment below and subscribe to my channel.